One thing I want to preface before this video even starts is that in all of my pieces of content, I'm merely talking to myself. I don't want to make it come across that I know everything. Because the one thing I hate is that YouTubers pointing fingers at me, making me feel like I'm doing the wrong thing and not doing the right things in my life, just simply making me feel guilty for just living life on what I know rather than living life on what I was supposed to know. That's not how you're supposed to function. And I don't want to spread that message at all. I'm simply claiming what I know. I'm claiming my truth. I'm not claiming that I know the truth. The habits that I'm about to outline in this video, one is purely research and things that I've applied in my life that has actually given me certain results, as in just living a better life itself. And all I'm doing is simply documenting my daily learnings and sharing it to you guys as valuable content. So I just want to make you know that we're in this together. That's why my tagline is self-improving with you. So yeah, I don't know everything. And I just know a little bit of things. I'm going to talk about marriage in this video and why divorces happen. I have no clue about marriages, but I had conversations with people who got divorced. I've done research on divorce, but I don't know shit really. So yeah. Here's 5 habits you should be developing going into manhood. The first habit is learn how to listen, bro. I've made this mistake tons in my life, and honestly, I could possibly still be making these mistakes from time to time, and it's the mistake of not shutting the fuck up. The best habit you can develop as a man, or anybody in general, is having the ability to listen intentionally when somebody is speaking or different ideologies are being presented to you. I see way too many guys go into conversations or have conversations with a tongue of arrogance. Chances are you're not the smartest in the room, and if you are, what's the harm in listening to somebody to see if you can gain new knowledge from them? If you can't listen or read something that doesn't line up with your opinions and beliefs, then it's going to be a burden for the majority of your life. How? First off, your social life will suffer, bro. Because nobody likes to converse with somebody who's always challenging your beliefs and trying to one-up you. Yes, there's a time and place because it can have positive effects on somebody's ability to orchestrate their own ideas and actually have solidified reasons behind their opinions. But if it's your personality, bro, then you're simply a goner. Learning how to listen will allow you to acquire more knowledge, and that knowledge can then be turned into actionable steps that can lead you closer to your success. Or it can help you learn about other people and their prideful ways or inability to listen and get over themselves. The next habit you need to develop is knowing how to put your pride aside. This is a big one and most important in my opinion, because pride can, cause you to lose a lot of people in your life, or worst case scenario, it can get you killed. Pride is always wanting to compete with others in a way that puts them beneath us. This can go from simply not looking at instructions to setting up your IKEA desk, or this can go from putting 3 plates on a bar trying to one-up the 270-pound bodybuilder and then proceeding to crush your neck. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, every man should have pride in his work and himself, but you need to make sure you have control over this, because pride can prevent personal growth, and this is just something you don't want to miss out on. If you're able to develop the ability to put your pride aside, not only will it allow you to have more peace in your life, but it will allow you to start analyzing the gaps that you have in your life and be able to fill them out in strategic ways compared to others. Call this healthy comparison. 4th habit you should be developing as a man is paying attention to your surroundings and relationships. I used to be the kid who hung out with a group of kids who actually didn't really want me there, bro. And even me looking back now, I'm like, okay, I look odd as hell, bro. Why am I even there? I don't know. This concept of not paying attention could be applied to your physical surroundings, like walking down a dark alley, or it can translate all the way to your marriage. Here's how. So June 2022, there was a study done on divorces and who initiates them more, men or women. It says that nearly 70% of divorces are initiated by women. There's a lot of factors that go into this, like gender roles, women having to work, having more on their plates, and possibly emotional load with the kids. But subsequent to the divorce, most men are always left with question marks, wondering when and where did it all go wrong. My take on this is because us men tend to lose ourselves in our routines and in our work. And this can, pull us away from life itself and stop us from looking out onto the horizon and really pay attention to what's going on. For example, your wife could be depressed, and every time she goes into the washroom, she starts crying because she feels overwhelmed with the housework. She feels overwhelmed with the kids, always having to drop them off. She feels overwhelmed with her work. Maybe her boss is yelling at her, and you don't even know this because you're probably glued to the TV or some shit like that. Learning how to pay attention could save your future marriage. So why not learn how to apply this in your little friend group right now? 5th and final habit is being able to take risks. I would never want to look back in my life and have the statements that are attached to my memories be what ifs or I should haves, or where would I be if I had or hadn't. This is one of my biggest fears, right below God. Developing the habit of taking risks will, for the most part, mitigate the feeling of regret later down the road. You'll most likely start making statements like, I'm glad I didn't not do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm glad I didn't not take that first step to start my business because I wouldn't be here. Wouldn't you rather have those statements surrounded around your memories rather than, I wish I took that first step, man. I wish I actually did this. I wish I did this. You know what I'm saying? That's something we don't want. You want to be able to live a life where you don't get pissed off at your past self for not making certain decisions, or for making certain decisions to not do something. Yes, it's inevitable. We're always going to have regrets later down the road. That's just something you cannot control. But why not try to reduce this as much as you can? Love you. Start off tomorrow strong, G. Peace!